How confident are you as a shooter? It looks like you think every shot you take is going in.
Yeah, obviously it's grown quite a bit over the last couple weeks. I went through a really rough stretch there, but I'm really proud of myself. Stayed in the gym even when I wasn't getting the minutes. I was wanting hitting the shots that I normally hit. I stayed with it, stuck with it, and it felt really good over the last few games to finally get myself going to do what I know I can do.
Talked about not being happy with your minutes. How did Fran, the coaching staff, kind of communicate to you during, like you said, a rough stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand. It's really tough to get minutes as a freshman in this league, and I really wasn't doing anything to earn those minutes at the time. So Fran's always been super good with me, talking me through it, helped me remain positive. Coach has been working with me. We've been watching film, everything like that, to keep me getting better, even though maybe I wasn't contributing on the court. I moved to scout team for a little bit, which really helped me kind of get my confidence back going against Keegan every day. And then, I mean, I can't thank them enough. They've really helped me kind of get through that rough stretch, and now we're on the other side.
Does it help that you have a head coach who just gives you the green light?
Yeah,
like that has to help your confidence.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, same thing with my high school coach. The main reason I really picked here was because of that green light that I've seen Fran give his previous players, and growing up watching the program. So I can't thank Fran enough. He's really let me come in and play my game. Even like today, not just shooting, but I was able to get rebounds, kind of push it and transition with my dribble, which is what I did a lot in high school. So he's really let me do whatever. I mean, I've been doing my whole life, and just keep going with that.
8 rebounds. Do you consider yourself a good rebounder?
I've always really considered myself a great rebounder. Me and my grandpa, last year during COVID, we would go and he would just shoot for 15, 20 minutes, and I would just watch it come out off the rim. I've been doing that forever. So averaged almost 10 last year, almost a double-double. So it's kind of been an underrated part of my game that nobody really notices, but I take a lot of pride on that front of the game.
Did you figure Austin Ash would take a 3 there?
Oh yeah, he told me on the free throw line, he's like, "Give me one." So I'm like, I saw him, he was a little open, but I just got a little excited.
That first half, the team had a great run to kind of put the game away. You had a big part in that. What do you think was working so well for you and working so well for the team?
Yeah, I think that group, we just kind of really had it going together. The part that really started it was on the defensive end. Coach Spiro has been stressing the whole week sitting in those gaps because they just want to take you off the dribble end. Sitting in those gaps, we were able to get stops, and then they don't put it great together in transition, so we were able to really run them, start hitting shots, getting rebounds, and just kind of took over.
Scoring 30 on a regular basis, like Keegan has done the last 2 games. It's not common. What's it like to play with him?
I'll start with what it was like to play against him. When I first got here in the summer, like, I was going against him every day, and like I would go home and I'd call my dad and I'd be like, I mean, this dude is just like kicking my butt. Like, I don't know if I'm built for this. And then I started getting a little better playing against him, and then I see him go out here and he's doing a lot worse than he did to me, so it makes me feel a lot better. But playing with him, like his ability to just take over the game, like his smarts, his athleticism, something I've really never seen before. And he's a great leader, always calm out there. So he's just an unbelievable presence for us.
Frank kind of got after you guys a little bit in the second half. What was that message there?
He really just wanted us to keep getting better. In those moments, it can be really hard to kind of keep playing your game because the last couple of games we've been up so big that we kind of get complacent and start taking some bad shots, don't really try as much on defense. So he's telling us, look, we got bigger goals down the line. We got to keep playing to get better in these last 8 minutes, keep winning the 8 minutes to keep going towards our goals.
Peyton, what's been the key for you guys to get back on track offensively? I think you guys went 2-3 week stretch maybe where it's kind of going back and forth a little bit, but you guys have really hit a stride here the past 2 games.
Yeah, for a while we were getting a lot of good shots, but really nobody could hit. We didn't have quite the flow. We were just kind of really out of rhythm, which it can happen throughout the year. It happens to everybody. I mean, some of the best offenses in the country are going through right now, like Purdue. But the coaches, I've just helped everyone remain confident. Jordan remain confident. Me remain confident. So when we're finally start seeing a couple go in, then they come in bunches, and everyone's confident again, so we're rolling again.
The offense picking up kind of coincides with Jordan moving back to starting point guard. Is that coincidence, or is that kind of part of it?
I think it's really helped him get comfortable. I know that's the role when I'd come to games in 8th grade. That's the role I was watching him play. So, but I mean, he's a really good player. But I mean, Joe Toussaint and Aaron have been awesome off the bench. I don't want to take anything away from them. Joe's really, I mean, even when he was at the point starting, I thought he always really played hard, and I really appreciate him for that. And then even in this new role, he's been such an awesome teammate through this. He's playing his ass off, and it's been fun to watch.
Fran, it was well discussed and documented, I guess, when you had the 4 straight games when you weren't shooting well. What has happened for this offense to sort of reboot?
Nothing magical. I mean, the guys we have good shooters. We have unselfish players. You just keep being aggressive, move the ball, don't stop shooting.
Frank, can you talk about the way Joe Toussaint has handled this new role? He seems like whatever you have him do, he's just ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of him. I mean, I don't expect anything different from him. He's always been a character guy. He's always given us everything he has every day, not just in the games. So, his defense and his activity in that stretch was really impactful. I think what do we have? 16 fast break points, 19 points off turnovers, something like that in the first half. He was right in the middle of all that.
It's 15-11, and Keegan kind of takes over 10-0 run on his own. What did you see from him?
What was great about that? I mean, like, he missed his first couple. He looked like he was, not quite in rhythm, and that's the great thing about him. He doesn't matter. He just keeps going and dominates the game. I mean, steals it, blocks it, hits threes, pick and pop, pick and roll, offensive rebound, tip-ins, take it coast to coast. He made a great feed out of, they were trying to double him. If we did post him, they were trying to come, and he made a great feed. I think it was to Patrick on the weak side. And, so, there's so many ways he can hurt you.
Peyton Sanford talked about a rough stretch a couple weeks ago where he wasn't getting the minutes and all of that, but he talked about over the last couple of games he's really gotten his confidence back. How have you seen him really rally back to earn those minutes?
Well, he really hasn't changed. Remember I said, I mean, there was a couple games where he wasn't getting as many minutes, but he should have. Like, he deserved those minutes. I'm trying to play 10 guys, and he got the short end of it a couple times, but every time I've put him in, he's produced. I mean, he's always been a really good rebounder. He can make threes, but he's on the glass. He's got 2 offensive rebounds, 8 rebounds, leading rebounder. But he's versatile. He can handle the ball. He can bring it down. He can feed the post. He's a really good passer. Yeah, he's a winner. The kid knows how to win. So, I keep trying to get him as many minutes as I can, but others then don't. Tony didn't play as much as I would like to have played him. Aaron didn't play as much as I would like to have played him. But, I want to get Chris more minutes, but, he got 2 quick fouls. That's why I left him in there when he got his 3rd and his 4th.
Fred just called Keegan the most versatile player in the league. How do you define his versatility?
Well, I think, what's the definition of versatile? You're a writer. You're an English guy. I was a Wharton guy.
I think that's more impressive.
But, like, the thing about him, I think, to answer your question, I think the way you want it to be answered is he's got a complete skill set. So we all know that. We've all seen that. But I think it's his demeanor. He's quietly, just killing you, essentially. And he never lets up. He runs the floor. He attacks the glass. He rebounds defensively. He blocks shots. He plays the other team's best offensive player. He slides his feet. I mean, he scores everywhere on the floor, which makes him, when you talk about what Fred said, like, if you're always on the block, we can figure out a defense to stop you. If you're always at the point, we can trap you. We can force you one way. If you're always on the wing, we can keep you on one side, and we can crowd you. Like, can't do that to him because no matter where he goes, he's equally effective. Very few people are.
Going back to Peyton, in this last stretch specifically culminating in today's performance, kind of how would you describe his, I guess, ascension? Is it maybe a moment clicking thing, or is it just kind of compounding?
Well, he played like this earlier in the year. Now granted, you're right. He's playing against better teams maybe than he was then. But I don't really remember putting him in where I thought he struggled or, boy, he played like a freshman just now. He's not a mistake guy. He thinks the game. He understands it. It's all new to him. Like, we got a bunch of veteran guys, even though they're young. A lot of them were here last year or the year before, and so we kind of know what we want to do and how we want to attack things. So, for him, picking that up has been pretty swift. And I can't say I'm surprised. Like, a lot of you guys watched him in high school. It's not like, you see that coming. I mean, this kid, he could always understood the game. And, his basketball family, his brother's great. His grandfather's a great coach. His dad's a hooper. I think his mom played too. So I mean, it's in his DNA.
He told us a few minutes ago that playing against Keegan in the summer was almost discouraging. That it made him wonder if he was built for this. Maybe he was exaggerating, I don't know. But can you see where playing against Keegan has changed him?
Well, you don't see a lot like him. Even though he played on a really good high school team, he played a pretty good AAU circuit. You don't see a lot like Keegan. That's why, he's going to be a top 10 pick. So I get where he's coming from. But I will tell you, it wasn't like if any of you showed up, you'd be saying that kid doesn't belong here. You'd be saying, boy, isn't it great that we have him?
Fran, there was a nice moment during the game where your wife was recognized by the American Cancer Society. What did that mean to you to share that with her and your boys?
She got real emotional. You probably saw that. And for us, it started a long time ago, and it has really blossomed. We started when I was at Greensboro. I lost both my parents to cancer, and then when we went to Siena, we started a gala that became really successful, and it has grown. And ultimately, Patrick got the Mary Ann Donnelly Award given at that event. But then when we got here, and I met Dale Howard, and he really sort of galvanized all the Division I coaches in this state as part of the Coaches versus Cancer program. Margaret was right in the middle of that. And then when Patrick got sick, George Weiner, who runs the cancer center here at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, came to us and said, will you help us? We're trying to grow our adolescent and young adult cancer program here. So we started our gala here, where the money goes directly to University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. The stuff we do in state with the other coaches, we do the golf outing, we do the gala, and obviously as much public relations as we can. And then on a national level, I'm on the National Council, so I'm playing both golf outings, Lon Kruger's in Vegas, and so forth. But I think she became somebody really active in that capacity because of my involvement. She became friendly with Natalie Morrison, who runs the Coaches versus Cancer program. So they talk constantly, and that's how she ended up on the national board for the American Cancer Society. That is a major time commitment. She will fly to D.C., she'll fly to Pennsylvania, and she's constantly on calls. And so then you also add in, we're very involved with Dick Vitale and his V Foundation work. So we go to the events, his events in Florida, his events in Iowa. So as you can see, it's a genuine commitment, but it's something that, I say this all the time when I speak. We became really good friends with some folks out of Des Moines whose son had leukemia, Matt Mauser, and he always says, you never know when you're going to be the beneficiary of your own philanthropy. When we started doing this many, many years ago, you never know that your son is going to be in that position. And to know that we have one of the best cancer centers in the world right here in Iowa City, it was truly a blessing, going through that.
Keegan, you guys had a rough patch maybe for a couple weeks offensively, specifically in the half-court situation. But, I mean, the last 2 games, when you guys have come out and scored at will, what sort of, I guess, clicked or what sort of changed from your perspective?
Yeah, I just think that our spacing is better. Guys are sharing the ball. It's not sticking as much as it was earlier on in the season. And I just think that with the more movement that we've been having these last couple of games, these last couple of weeks, I think it's really helped us a lot. And scoring a lot more points, getting a lot more easy baskets. So.
Hoiberg called you the most versatile player in the Big Ten. What's that mean?
I mean, Coach Hoiberg, he's had a great career on and off the court. So just hearing that from him obviously means a lot to me. He's really good friends with my dad. So, yeah, I mean, that just means a lot. Just hearing that from another Big Ten coach. So.
You said you got your athleticism from your mother, though.
I don't know about that one. I'm not sure about that one. I would just still give that one to my dad. So.
Peyton was in here earlier. He talked about the going up against you in practice on the scout team. He said that a lot of those matchups didn't go his way. How would you characterize those matchups in practice from your point of view?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to make him better. Obviously, I'm going to give it my all. Last year when I was a freshman, the upperclassmen wouldn't take it easy on me either. So for him, it's just having him grow and learn from me. And he's up next on our team. And I just want him to learn what hard work is and what that means for our program too. So, and he's been doing that in the right direction. So he's a good player. His confidence is growing this year, and you can see that on these last couple games.
Following up on that, especially today, he was a big part of that first half run. Kind of, what did you see him kind of getting hot and contributing in multiple ways?
Yeah, you could see him hitting shots. He was comfortable out there. He was also getting rebounds too. He was fighting for every single ball, trying to make the hustle plays, and that's all you want to ask for in a freshman. He was doing all the little things today, and that was big for our team and big for our run in the first half.
During that stretch when your team wasn't shooting well and your field goal percentage wasn't especially good either in that time, what's changed for you? What have you been doing consciously or naturally in these last couple of games?
Yeah, if I miss a shot, I just feel like the next one's going to go in. I'm not hesitant at all to shoot the basketball. I try to get to my spots, try and get inside the paint as much as I can, look for open jump shots along the three-point line. But for me, on the offensive end, it's just get our team going. If we're struggling a little bit offensively, I try and get easy baskets, whether that's in transition or just in the post or off the dribble, anything to start up the offense a little bit. So.
There were 2 plays in the first half where Toussaint hit you with a long pass, and then I think he hit you with a little behind-the-back pass.
Yeah, no, Joe, he was big today. Just pushing the tempo, getting easy baskets. He was looking for me a lot early on in this game, and he was getting a lot of steals too, so he was getting easy baskets for us on the offensive end.
Keegan, seems like every time we ask about your jump and play from last year, this year, you go back to what Luka Garza sort of tried to instill in you. How important is it for you to try to instill have that same sort of impact on younger guys like Peyton?
Yeah, no, that's kind of the thing the trend you've seen in this program. Before Luka is Tyler Cook, and then as Luka, and now I feel like it's me. So I just want to take that leadership role and continue that on in our program for the younger guys, just to learn what it's like to work hard and what the expectations are in this program.